The final days of Europe's transfer window have arrived, and the stakes couldn't be higher. With Monday's deadline rapidly approaching, clubs are scrambling to finalize squad shakeups and last-minute deals. Every move, every negotiation could tilt the balance of power for the season ahead. But here's where things get really intriguing. Many blockbuster transfers are still hanging in the balance, and not all clubs agree on what their ideal squad should look like. Let's start with Liverpool, a club that's become synonymous with bold transfer strategies. They've made their intentions clear, targeting both forward Alexander Isak and defender Marc Guéhi. Liverpool's pursuit of Isak has been a slow-burning saga. After Newcastle United turned down Liverpool's eye-popping £110 million opening offer, the Reds chose patience, letting Newcastle sort out their own striker situation. Now, as Newcastle near a deal for Nick Woltemade from Stuttgart, there's potential for the Isak domino to fall. If Liverpool return with a bigger bid, could Isak finally swap Tyneside for Anfield? And this is the part most people miss. Liverpool might not stop there. Extended discussions with Crystal Palace for Marc Guéhi could heat up quickly, especially after Palace's qualification for the UEFA Conference League. Expect negotiations to intensify, with a possible £35 million price tag on the defender. Switching focus to Newcastle, their situation is much more complicated. They face the classic dilemma: reinforce the squad or cash in on star talent. The impending £65 million deal for Nick Woltemade could free up Isak to leave, but only if Liverpool meet Newcastle's high demands. And there's always a risk of a last-minute twist. Newcastle also have their eyes on other forwards, including Yoane Wissa from Brentford and Jørgen Strand Larsen from Wolves. Remember, after letting Callum Wilson go for free earlier in the summer, Newcastle have limited attacking options. If several moves come together, Isak leaving becomes more likely. But do you think Newcastle should prioritize stability, or is it time to cash in? Arsenal, another club under the spotlight, are closing in on defender Piero Hincapié, a move that surprised many analysts. But what if Arsenal's own players head for the exit? Jakub Kiwior is in advanced talks with FC Porto, which would make room for Hincapié. Arsenal are also considering offloading Reiss Nelson, Alexander Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, and Albert Sambi Lokonga, especially after splurging more than £260 million on new talent this summer. Trimming the squad makes sense, but could these exits weaken the club's depth? Over at Manchester United, the long-awaited squad reshuffle finally seems within reach. United are close to agreements with Chelsea for Alejandro Garnacho, now set to leave for £40 million, plus a future transfer percentage, and with Real Betis for Antony. Yet controversy brews over Jadon Sancho, who turned down moves to Chelsea and Roma, leaving United frustrated. Striker Rasmus Højlund could also be Napoli-bound, after being dropped for 3 games, a clear signal from the club. United fans, do you agree with these outgoing moves, or is the club risking too much? Chelsea themselves must act fast, but are restricted by UEFA regulations. To register new signings for Champions League play, the Blues need a positive transfer balance related to last year's Conference League squad, meaning not all sales count towards their requirements. That's why the departures of Nicholas Jackson, linked with Bayern Munich and Newcastle, and Christopher Nkunku, moving to Milan for €42 million, matter so much. With Spurs closing in on Netherlands midfielder Xavi Simons for €60 million, Chelsea must decide whether to compete for Simons or pivot to Barcelona's Fermín López. Should Chelsea prioritize compliance, or go all in for talent regardless of UEFA's rules? Tottenham Hotspur, meanwhile, have frustrated fans with near misses all window. With Savinho seemingly staying put, Spurs have set their sights on Simons, Monaco's Magnus Akliouche, West Ham's Lucas Paqueta, Marseille's Adrien Rabiot, and possibly Leicester City's Bilal El Khanous. They're open to signing a new centre-back, but their main focus is on attacking options. Do you think Spurs' indecision has hurt their summer business? Manchester City finds themselves in a goalkeeper dilemma. Ederson is wanted by Galatasaray, which could push City to pursue Paris Saint-Germain's Gianluigi Donnarumma. Yet Ederson may stay, battling James Trafford for the #1 spot, meaning City's only urgent outgoing could be backup keeper Stefan Ortega. Would Donnarumma thrive in the Premier League, or might he struggle, as some pundits predict? Barcelona have kept a relatively low profile in the window. Early deals for keeper Joan Garcia and a loan move for Marcus Rashford were exceptions, as financial constraints bite hard. While Chelsea and Newcastle are interested in Fermin Lopez, Barca's €90 million price tag and the player's reluctance to leave mean a late move is unlikely. If Fermin does go, Barca may pursue Monaco's Van der Sar in defense, but timing and finances remain major hurdles. Over in Madrid, Real's Rodrigo looks set to stay, as no club has made a concrete offer. Dani Ceballos, after reversing a possible transfer to Marseille, could still move to Betis if the finances work out. Should Madrid have been more proactive in selling or signing talent? In the Women's Super League, the window closes September 4. Chelsea seems satisfied with their squad following a productive window. But Manchester United are desperately hunting two forwards to solve a depth crisis, made worse by their failure to sign Giovanna Hoffmann. Is United's late scramble a sign of poor planning, or just bad luck? Elsewhere, more deals are brewing. Man City's Manuel Akanji could be a bargain, attracting interest from Galatasaray, Crystal Palace, AC Milan, and Bayer Leverkusen at around £15 million. Monaco's Sungautu Magassa is nearing a move to West Ham for €20 million. Villarreal are targeting Sevilla's Ruben Vargas as Jeremy Pino joins Palace, but need more firepower amid uncertain exits such as Eta Iong, linked with Barcelona. Sevilla's Dodi Lukebakio is drawing Premier League interest, and Rayados are chasing Getafe's Borja Mayoral, while keeping options open for strikers like Julian Carranza, Peter Musa, Rafael Navarro, or even James Rodriguez. In Mexico, Vasco da Gama want Pumas defender Nathan Silva, who may consider a return home. And now it's your turn. Which club's transfer strategy impresses you most? Are teams overspending, or is aggressive recruitment essential in modern football? And who's making the biggest mistake of the window? Jump into the comments and tell us where you stand. You might just spark the next big debate.